In the verdant cradle of Eden, sunlight dripped like honey through the canopy of forbidden trees. Here, amidst the symphony of exotic blooms and the whispering caress of unseen creatures, resided Adam and Eve, blissfully unaware of the serpent coiled within the heart of paradise. The tree of knowledge of good and evil, its branches heavy with ruby-red apples, stood as a stark sentinel, a silent promise, and a chilling threat. Whispers, carried on the balmy breeze, spoke of secrets locked within its crimson heart, knowledge beyond the ken of mortals. Eve, with eyes the colour of spring leaves, felt a tremor of unease stir within her. The serpent, scales shimmering like polished obsidian, materialized before her, its voice a seductive hiss weaving tales of forbidden power. Was it merely a fruit, she wondered, or a key that could unlock the very essence of existence? In that moment, a battle raged within her innocence, wrestling with a burgeoning desire for forbidden knowledge. With a trembling hand, she reached out, plucked the forbidden fruit, and took a single, fateful bite. The world convulsed around them. A blinding flash of light, the roar of a celestial being, and then silence. Eden, once a haven, became a prison, the weight of knowledge a bitter curse etched onto their souls. Cast out, they wandered a world forever altered, forever marked by the consequences of a single, fateful decision. Across the sun-drenched Aegean Sea, on the mythical Isle of Hesperides, another drama unfolded. Here, nestled amidst groves of fragrant orange and lemon trees, stood a marvel crafted by Gaia, the earth goddess herself. A single, magnificent tree, its leaves shimmering with an otherworldly luminescence, bore apples of purest gold. Not just any fruit, these held the essence of immortality, a prize coveted by gods and mortals alike. Hera, queen of Olympus with eyes like storm clouds, guarded this treasure with unwavering vigilance. Yet, even the wife of Zeus required protection. Coiled around the base of the tree, its scales glinting like molten gold under the relentless sun, lay Ladon, a fearsome dragon with eyes that burned like embers. Its every hiss echoed through the grove, a chilling warning to any who dared approach. 3 nymphs, the Hesperides, daughters of twilight with voices like wind chimes, patrolled the perimeter. Their beauty, ethereal and mesmerizing, held a hypnotic power, lulling the unwary into a dreamless sleep. But word of the golden apples spread like wildfire, reaching the ears of Heracles, demigod with the strength of mountains and a heart filled with an insatiable hunger for glory. Driven by a prophecy whispered by a jealous god and a king's tyrannical command, he set sail for the Isle of Hesperides. The journey was fraught with peril. He battled monstrous sea serpents with scales like obsidian and navigated treacherous currents that threatened to swallow his ship whole. Finally, after weeks at sea, he arrived at the island, a solitary figure dwarfed by the immensity of his task. The roar of Ladon shattered the tranquil silence as Heracles approached. A titanic battle ensued, the earth itself trembling under the weight of their clash. Heracles, fueled by an unyielding will, wrestled the dragon, his muscles screaming in protest. But doubt gnawed at him. Was this a mere trial, or was there a more sinister power pulling the strings, manipulating events for an unknown purpose? He outsmarted the nymphs, their siren song failing to pierce his resolve. Finally, with a cry that echoed across the heavens, he plucked the golden apples, the promise of immortality resting heavy in his palms. But as he turned to leave, a shadow fell across his path. A dark figure emerged from the grove, its face obscured by the twilight. A chilling whisper hung in the air, the prize is claimed, but the game has just begun. Centuries passed, and the legend of the apple reached the bustling city-state of Troy. Here, a prince named Paris, famed for his youthful arrogance, stood at a crossroads. 3 goddesses, each radiating an otherworldly beauty, awaited his judgment. Athena, the fierce warrior, her armor gleaming like polished silver, promised power and strategic prowess. Hera, the queen, her jewels shimmering like constellations, offered dominion and political influence. But Aphrodite, the goddess of love, her eyes swirling with an intoxicating allure, held out a single golden apple, its surface imbued with an otherworldly glow. It promised not just victory in the competition, but the favor of the most beautiful woman in the world. Blinded by intoxicating desire and a thirst for power, Paris succumbed. The apple, a catalyst for chaos, sparked a conflagration that would consume empires. The Trojan War, a bloodbath that would stain the sands of time with the blood of heroes and innocents, was set in motion. As the Greeks laid siege to Troy, the weight of his decision pressed heavily on Paris. Was it a mere lapse in judgment, or had Aphrodite manipulated his desires for a purpose he couldn't fathom? The very air crackled with a sense of unseen forces at play. The gods themselves seemed to take sides, their interventions tipping the scales of battle in unpredictable ways. Heroes fell, their dreams of glory shattered on the battlefield. The once proud city of Troy became a smouldering ruin, a testament to the devastating power of a single, fateful decision influenced by a golden apple. But even as the flames of war subsided, whispers lingered. Was the Trojan War merely a power struggle amongst the gods? Or was there a more insidious plot at work, a grand scheme using mortals as pawns in a cosmic game of chess? Far to the north, in the realm of perpetual twilight, another legend unfolded. Iduna, a radiant goddess with eyes that mirrored the summer sky, held the key to immortality. In her care were golden apples, each imbued with the essence of eternal youth. The gods, mighty beings who roamed the celestial halls of Asgard, relied on these fruits to maintain their ageless vigor. But a shadow crept into their midst, a sly giant named Thrym, his heart as cold as the glaciers that rimmed his realm. Driven by envy and a thirst for power that transcended mere conquest, he snatched Iduna from her sacred grove. Panic seized the gods. As days turned into weeks, the once vibrant deities began to wither. Wrinkles creased their faces, their hair turned to frost, their movements slowed by a creeping decrepitude. Odin, the Allfather, his wisdom seemingly failing him, could only watch in despair. Loki, the trickster god, known for his cunning and mischief, became their only hope. He ventured into the realm of giants, a perilous journey shrouded in perpetual twilight where the very air seemed to crackle with malevolent energy. He navigated treacherous landscapes, outsmarted cunning giants with riddles and bartered his way into Thrym's stronghold. Deception and wit became his weapons. Through a series of elaborate lies and cunning maneuvers, he managed to free Iduna. But as they fled back to Asgard, a chilling realization dawned on Loki. Thrym's act wasn't a simple heist, it seemed to be part of a grander design, a shadowy force manipulating events from afar. Who was pulling the strings? What was the true purpose behind stealing the apples of immortality? The whispers of magic and superstition clung to the apple tree, even as it spread across the world. In the emerald fields of Celtic lore, the Sidi, a race of mischievous fairies, danced beneath its branches. Their laughter, a tinkling melody that carried on the wind, masked a potent danger. The apples they offered, shimmering with an otherworldly glow, held the power to erase memories and transport unsuspecting mortals to a realm of eternal twilight. Many who tasted the fruit vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a chilling legend. The apple tree, once a symbol of forbidden knowledge and immortality, became a harbinger of temptation and oblivion. Centuries bled into millennia, and the apple tree continued to stand sentinel, its branches heavy with fruit that held the potential for both enlightenment and devastation. The stories morphed and mutated, woven into the fabric of human history. Yet, the underlying questions remained: is the apple a symbol of forbidden knowledge, a promise of immortality, or a gateway to a realm unseen? Perhaps the answer lies not in the fruit itself, but in the choices we make when faced with its alluring temptation. The apple tree, a silent observer of human ambition, avarice, and love, stands witness to the drama that continues to unfold.